going to share a couple of folders that I have here on my Google Drive with you. It's just some information about sourcing, the contract that I use with investors, for example. That's really important. You can't just take someone's word for it and say, oh yes, I'm going to hire you, source me a property, and then you find the property and they never pay you your finder's fee. They keep the deal and you do all the legwork for nothing. So make sure you always have a contract with them, okay?
Yeah.
It's really important. Obviously, I've got this contract that I use. It doesn't mean that you can just copy and paste the same if you want to. I don't have a problem with that. There's no copyright issues, but I'd say have a look. You can change, tweak, edit, add any terms and conditions that you want to it. Make sure that it's right. Another file I've shared with you is, for example, the information that I give to people initially, explaining everything about what we do, how the sourcing works, what's the process, and then they can also fill in the form where they can explain to me, all right, this is what we're looking for, this is the budget, this is the number of bedrooms, the location, and so on and so forth. Some people are not bothered about any of that at all. They don't care where it is, as long as it makes the money that they want at the end of the month, the year, the term, whatever. So, some other things I'm going to be sharing with you. I have another file here. It's an Excel spreadsheet that I call the sourcing lead tracker. So, for example, you can monitor the progress that you make. For example, you can write down how many people you emailed, how many people you called, you messaged, and stuff like that. Just so you can see in terms of productivity if you should be doing more, and then you kind of know what the odds are. So for example, let's say in 30 people that you contact, you might be able to get one lead, if that makes sense. So I think it's good to keep a leading track thing. But the other thing you can also do is pretty basic. You start the day and you write in here phone calls, emails, direct messages. So the direct messages could be on websites, for example, Open Rent, Spare Room, a Facebook Marketplace, places where you're trying to go DTV, so direct to vendor, and you're speaking directly with the landlords instead of going through a local estate agency. And it could be as simple as you doing this kind of thing. All right, and then at the end of the day, you'll be able to see how many you've done, and you can track for the week and for the month how many you've contacted. And I can guarantee you that it does help to see, the work that you've put into it, because then it makes you realize it. Oh, I've done enough, or maybe I should try a little bit harder. Yeah, I do it. It works for me. I get results. I can source easily, no problem. There's no reason, if I can do it, there's no reason why you can't do it either. You know what I mean? So yeah, I've got the sourcing agreement here. I'm going to share this with you. At home in your own time, have a read through it and see what you think of it. What else? Everybody should definitely sign a non-disclosure agreement as well. For example, a sourcer today, you were with me, a sourcer today on the phone here in London, asked me, are you okay is it okay for me to send you this via email, and then I will provide you the information about the properties? And I said, of course, please send it over. So I signed it online, whatever, I did print it out just in case. So again, I can look at it and I can see. As a matter of fact, I can give you a copy because they printed two by mistake, or you can take a picture and whatever, I can put it on a scanner for you and you can have a read, or I can put it on my Google Drive. It's good to have an idea of how other people are operating as well.
Yeah.
And see how they do things, because I phrased my contract and put the T's and C's that I wanted, but you can put different ones, you know what I mean? Cool. So I think that we can start sourcing. Now I'm on Facebook. You can go on Facebook as well on your computer if you want to, and we're going to go to Marketplace, so it's on the left. see what comes up, because obviously there's cookies they already picked up that I'm always looking for properties, and you should be able to find a few in there. This is very simple and old school, but I have an Excel spreadsheet and you can write it there. It also helps you to follow up. So for example, you try to chase someone and you haven't heard anything from them, then you can refer back to your list and you can see their email or their contact number, and you can just send them a text, give them another call, email again to see if they can reply to you.
Okay.
So for example, one of the deals that I got today, I followed up. I asked them, so are you still interested in renting out your property, considering that you're moving out of that area? Because I might possibly be interested in renting it out from you, direct to vendor. So I was speaking directly with the landlords, and they said, yes, we are still going to move out and we'll be renting it out. How much would you be willing to pay for it? And I said, well, what your husband spoke to me before, which is £2,000 a month. And then she replied, okay, well, I'm happy to consider you doing that. Let's talk when I come back, because we're away on holidays. But if I didn't follow up, I wouldn't know. Or they would think that I'm not interested. So when they come back from holidays, they would put the advert online, and then it's on the open market. Anyone can call them at any time and the property goes. So now you've got a few properties in here, and it depends on what you're looking for. There's properties available to sell, to rent. Obviously, we're doing rent to rent right now, and we're going to do rent to HMO. So I have a property here. If you scroll down a little bit, because I believe we're looking at the same things. The one on the left, £750. It's a 3-bedroom house. This is good because you can see in here it's been posted over a week ago. So it's still there, hasn't gone yet. Look, you can look at the pictures, you can click on it. I mean, there's nothing special about it. It's pretty basic, and that's probably the reason why it's still here. Even the rent is pretty standard, but they clearly made a mistake putting the advert. They posted as a studio, and that's why people are not going for it, because actually it's a 3-bedroom house. So for example, if you go down on the description, rental description, you can see that this has been advertised by a private person. It's not an agency. And you can literally go here and send seller a message. Can you see that?
Yes.
So I'm going to say, hi, is this available? If so, please contact me, as I'm interested in arranging a viewing as soon as possible. Thank you. And I leave my contact number and my name. Okay, and I'm going to press send. Now it's a waiting game. I have to see if they reply to me. The good thing about Facebook Marketplace is it allows me to see if the person has read the message or if they haven't read the message yet, and I can see straight away. Sometimes people are very quick to reply to you. Okay, sometimes you wait for days and you still don't hear anything, so you have to follow up. But at least you have your conversations here. Or if you have your lead tracking sheet, then you can put that information in there with the link, and then you can go back to it. This is a good property for you. So I haven't got my calculator here, but I'll get my phone. So that's £750. It's 3 bedrooms, okay? And the area, it's Sandwell. So I'm going to... Does it have a postcode in there?
No.
I didn't think so. Okay, I'm going to go on Google and I'm going to go Sandwell, Birmingham. And I'm just going to say, I'm going to try to find a postcode. Or actually, I don't need the postcode. If we go on spareroom.co.uk, now we can type the area. We're going to say Sandwell. I can see in here on spare room, I'm just going to tick the boxes that I want. So I only want rooms. I don't want whole properties. So on the criteria, I tell them that I'm only looking for rooms. And in here I can see there's double rooms for going for 425, 400, 450. Okay, so we're gonna say it's 400 pounds.
Yeah.
Obviously, if I help you do the interior design, you can ask a little bit more because you're going to make the rooms a little bit nicer.
Mm-hmm.
And as you're offering more value to people, then you can definitely boost up the rents, right? So I'm just going to grab my calculator here really quickly. And you've got 3 bedrooms, plus remember that you have the living room that you can also use, right?
Yeah.
So this is what I was explaining to you the other day. This is a mini-mo. Yeah, it's not an actual HMO,
Mm-hmm.
it's a mini-mo. So let's say you've got 3 bedrooms and one of them is single, which should be, usually speaking, and then 2 are double.
Yeah.
So for the single, we're going to say you're going to charge £300 a month, plus you've got 3 doubles, because you're going to use the living room as a double as well. So we're going to say that each double you're going to charge 400, is what we said.
400.
So 3 times
500.
3, my phone's going crazy. 3 times 400 plus, so that's £1,500. You take the 750 of the rent, and that's £750. Then you also need to pay for the utility bills. So council tax alone should be about £100. And then you gotta pay electricity. Usually in Birmingham, electricity and gas, it's together. But then you have the water service charges, the TV license, and the broadband, okay? But we're gonna say you're gonna be able to squeeze everything in and pay the bills with 250, okay?
250.
Yeah. So you've got 150 for the bills, and you've got 100 for the council tax. You can also put like a top-up meter, and you can say, hey, everybody, you need to top up the meter yourselves. So it's going to be like £20 a month each or something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's totally up to you. You can even ask them for more rent, and you can say, oh, will you have a cleaner every 2 weeks? I would definitely advise you to do that, because the cleaner can be your eyes and ears.
Yeah.
So anything that is wrong at the property, you've got someone that will be there to report it to you straight away. She will tell you, oh, there's a broken dining table, someone hasn't been putting the rubbish out for collection, any issues at all. You've got someone every 15 days to go there and keep an eye on it for you. But that's if you want to have that or not. But I would say yes, that's what I'd recommend you. So let's say you take the bills and you got £500 profit from this property.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when we were talking in my office in Birmingham, I told you on a mini-mo, you're looking at £500 profit per property. You wouldn't be looking at 750 or 1,000 because it's a small unit.
Mm-hmm.
If this was an actual HMO with 5 bedrooms, 6 bedrooms or more, you'd be able to make more money out of it. Yeah. But the truth is, it's not half bad. If you just log into Facebook and you literally just found something in 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's a matter of negotiating with the landlord, explaining to them, this is who I am, this is what I would like to do. Is that okay with you? No. Why not? Please explain to me. Is there any reason why I can't use it as a shared house? Why does it have to be a single family? Oh, because I don't want people causing damages in here. Okay, I'm fully responsible for that. I'll make sure my business has insurance that will cover me in case something happens. Every single person staying at the property will pay me a 6 weeks deposit. So I'll make sure that they obey and comply with my house rules so they can get their money back at the end of the tenancy and they don't breach their contract. Again, contracts are very important, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I can't stress that enough. But this is what you're looking at. You literally just found the property right now. Of course, you haven't spoken to the owner. They might turn around and say, no, I don't want to do a company let. That's not what I want my property to be used for. And of course, after you get the property, it doesn't even mean that you're halfway there. You're not. You have to prepare it, you have to furnish it, you have a lot of work to do, change all the utility bills to your name, put the adverts online. Remember, I was telling you about doing the dummy ads. So even before the property is ready, you start advertising it in advance so you can have a sense of any immediate responses that you get from people to see if it generates enough interest or not. It might be that you have too much interest. It means the rent is too cheap. You can put the rent a little bit higher. If you don't have any interest at all, it means that it's too expensive. You have to bring it down. Same thing that I do with my service apartments. I keep playing around with the nightly rates until I find something that it's reasonable enough for everybody to want to stay. And, you know, I have enough business and it's not sitting there empty. So basically, this is it. You can also look for properties on spareroom.com. So for example, as I was here now and I put on my criteria that I'm only looking for rooms, I can do it the other way around. I can say now I'm only looking for whole properties. I have a list of websites that I use to source from, and I'm going to give you that list. But some of them are Facebook Marketplace, Spare Room, Gumtree, Open Rent. And those are the ones where you find deals direct to vendor. You can speak to the landlord directly. If you want to go through an estate agency, Rightmove, Zoopla, Purple Bricks, what else? All kinds of, you know, estate agencies out there on the market, yes. So all of that is on my list anyway, but even strolling through the streets of a specific area where you want to get a property, you will find estate agencies that are in there with their offices, and you can approach them right there and then. So, for example, in here there is a 2-bedroom flat that I found on Spare Room. So for example, this is a property that I would probably approach and say, can I use it for serviced accommodation? And you can literally find deals in many, many different places. One thing I would say is, this is from a letting agents. So what I would do is I would either contact them here directly or I Google them. Yeah, because the truth is it's better for you to call them and then you get an immediate response. You can literally see what they say pretty much straight away. And they can tell you, yes, that's okay with us, or no, we don't do that. For example, I'm still going to call them now, even though I know that they're closed, and then they will get back to me or not. But I can leave them a voicemail message and hope that they can then get in touch with me tomorrow and tell me something. They might have more questions to ask me about what I'm proposing, or they might already be familiar with company lets and be okay with it and want to go ahead. You don't have anything to lose, you gotta ask.
Okay. Purposes. There's currently no one available to take your call. Please leave a message.
Hi there, good evening. I'm calling because I saw your ad on Spare Room. You have a 2-bedroom flat available at the moment in Edgbaston. This is going for £600 a month, I believe. Yes. So basically I'm calling because I'm interested in the apartment, and I was wondering if you could please call me back so we can talk about it a little bit more. I have a couple of apartments in the city center at the moment, and I'm interested in finding more units right now to add to my portfolio to do company lets. If you deal with company lets and that's something that you are okay with, could you please call me back as soon as possible so we can talk about it a little bit more? Thank you very much. Cheers. Bye.
You know how you just, that phone call now was because you wanted it for yourself. If you're going to source it and then give it to another investor, how would you structure the sentence? And also, say if I was doing it for myself, not sourcing now, but I don't have any other units. This is like my first unit.
Okay, so to answer your question, the first question, if you're sourcing for someone else, because I said this unit is for me, but you might want to source it for someone else, then you can literally say that to them and explain, look, I'm doing this on behalf of someone else. There's other investors I know of that are looking for properties similar to this, and I came across yours as I was doing a search for myself. But I saw this property and I thought this is suitable for other people. Would it be okay if I gave them the information so that they can get in contact with you, they can arrange a viewing and so on and so forth? Or can I bring them over so that we can have a look at it together, myself and them too? Or you can simply say, look, I'm a sourcer. I'm doing this as an introduction person, as a middlewoman, that is just going to pass it on to someone else. Would that be okay with you? Do you have an issue? These people are paying me for my services, but we will definitely be able to pay you for your own admin fee as well. So if you have any agency fees, let me know what they are, and I'll make sure that those are paid for too, and it doesn't interfere with it. You guys don't have to pay me nothing. My investor will do that. And you can just come clean and say that to them. Alternatively, like I was saying to you the other day, you can speak to them to find out as much information as you possibly can, and then when it comes to the point where you say, yes, I'm interested, I want to go ahead with it, and they ask you to provide some information about yourself, whatever, because they want to do reference checks and whatnot, you say, look, I don't want to take this property on right now. I'm already in the middle of another project. I've already got another property at the moment, but would it be okay if I pass it on to someone else that I know of? You can say, you know, people that you work with, you know, people in London that want to do investments in the West Midlands in Birmingham, and they're actively looking for something right now. And some agencies will say, no, we don't want that because we don't want you to be an introducer, kind of thing. Some people will oppose to it. Don't know why, don't ask me, I think it's stupid, because it's not like you're doing anything wrong or you're getting in the way of their job. You're not. But some people will have a problem with it. The fact that you are a first timer, like you said, how do you go around the fact that they will ask you for references, for experience, for a track record, and you haven't got anything to prove to them? You just turn around and say, look, everyone has to start somewhere. I have people behind me that are able to support me with this. If you want to, I can give you the bank statements of my account. You can see I've got enough funds to go ahead with it. And worst case scenario, I will lose a deposit. So I will make sure that everything goes through smoothly with yourselves, because I don't want to see myself in that position in the future. So don't worry about that. Worst case scenario, you can offer them personal liability guarantee.
Yeah.
You can offer them a director's liability guarantee. So in terms of your company owning them any money, then you would take responsibility for it. And sometimes that helps them, make sure that they're not going to have any problems. These sort of things will usually happen if you're going through an estate agency. So at this stage, direct to vendor. So you can just bypass that process and you don't have to show them none of that information. Usually they're more laid back, they're more relaxed about things like this. You're happy to go ahead, you want to take it, pay me 1 month rent in advance, pay me the deposit, and I'm happy to go with that, So go to the landlords and speak to them directly. And again, usually speaking, the odds are a lot higher when you do that, because you're going straight to the person that is in charge and is a decision maker and will tell you yay or nay. Hi there, good afternoon. I'm calling because I saw your ad online on Gumtree. You have some properties available to rent at the moment. I would be interested in having a look at both of them, if that's okay with you. I'm calling because I'm looking for properties to rent at the moment, and I was just wondering if you could please give me a call back so that we can discuss it a little bit more. I'll leave you my phone number. If you can, please get back to me so that we can arrange a viewing as soon as possible and take it from there, if that's okay. All right, I just have a couple of questions and I wanted to talk to you about it a little bit more, please. Thank you. Cheers. Have a nice day. Bye. done. Now I have to wait, but you can send him a text message, say, hi, I missed your call. Sorry about that. I was on the tube. I tried to call you back, but you weren't available at the time. I left you a voicemail. Please listen to it and call me back, and then you guys can take it from there. Okay? Cool. I'm gonna call an estate agency now. Hi there, good afternoon. I was wondering if I could speak to Amina, please.
Yeah, she's just got to the other line though.
Okay. Yeah, of course, if she can please call me back. My name is Miss Lopez. I've spoken to her a while ago. So this is an estate agency in London. They're in North London. And remember, I was looking for some properties around Queen's Park because someone wanted a direct corporate booking. Someone wanted a direct corporate booking in that specific area in Queen's Park. So I started looking for some estate agencies around that area. And I came across a few, so I've spoken to them, but we never really managed to finish the conversation. So now I'm just trying to call her back, the same estate agent that I've spoken with before. And now I can basically finish explaining to her, this is who I am, what I do, and what I'm looking for with these properties. It's a nice area, Queen's Park. It's around between Kilburn and Maida Vale and Paddington and around there. It's not too far from the city centre, so it's still okay for tourists and everything to stay there because they can easily commute to the West End and stuff. That's where usually they want to be at when they're on holidays around here. Go to London Bridge and all of those things. But she hasn't opposed to the idea of doing a corporate let. She just asked me to explain a little bit farther, to give more information about what is it exactly that I do. And I'm going to try to do that. As you can see, I don't have a script in front of me right now. I'm just going with the flow. I'm just being spontaneous. And also depending on the questions that she asks me, then I'll be able to answer to her. But that comes with experience and practice. The more phone calls you do, the more questions people ask you, then the more comfortable you feel replying to them. Because I don't know if it's something that this agency already deals with usually or not, if they normally do company lets with other people.
Charlie speaking, how can I help?
Hi there, good afternoon. I was wondering if it would be possible to speak to Tamina, please, but happy to talk to you too, no problem.
No, but what's your name, sorry, and I'll check the Tamina line.
Yeah, no, of course, it's Miss Lopez.
Bear with me 1 second.
Thank you. It looks like they have quite a few people, so it must be a big agency, which is quite good, because if you have a good relationship with them, then they can keep on finding you.
Hello, me speaking.
Hi there, good afternoon. Tamina, my name is Miss Lopez. I've spoken to you a while ago. I called you because you had some apartments around Queen's Park. Yeah, so basically...
Sure. Sorry, carry on.
No, it's fine. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's okay. I just wanted to check one thing. Is this for commercial letting?
It's for a company let.
A company let?
Mm-hmm. So...
Yeah. Okay, fine, no problem.
Yeah.
Because I do remember us having a brief chat.
That's right. And then I ran out of battery. I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay. Don't worry.
I think by the time I tried to call, the agency was closed, and I haven't been able to get hold of you because our timing hasn't actually worked out.
Yeah.
I apologize.
No, don't worry at all. So, because what you inquired on was Kingsley Road. Oh yeah, I remember us having a chat.
Yes.
So, if you don't mind, can we just kind of go through things again?
Of course, absolutely.
Let's refresh the search.
No problem.
1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Company net. Perfect. So what are you guys looking for?
Basically, I work with businesses across the UK that have employees that work in different cities in England, and I have someone from a big company that is looking for accommodation specifically around that area. And that's why I came across you, because I was looking for estate agencies that operate around there. It's not an area that I'm particularly familiar with, so I need some advice from local people just to guide me on what's good and what's bad. So usually speaking, as I've worked with other agencies before in the past, the way it works is I'm happy for you guys to present properties to me that you think would be suitable, of course, depending on the landlord agreeing with doing a company let, and then we can pay you your admin fees, your finder's fees, whatever you call it, and we can just proceed with everything through yourselves as the middle person between us and the owners of the properties. And usually what I do with the properties is basically when I take it on, I try to take it on a long-term contract because I know that I have enough demand. I will always be able to find people that I can accommodate in those properties. All my units are like high-end, so they're luxury apartments, which means usually the landlords benefit from the fact that we do a makeover to the property. We take very good care of it. Everything has to be on top condition at all times, which usually it's something that falls very well with them. You know, they're very pleased with the fact that they know they're in safe hands. I've got maintenance people, handyman, and we come in, everything is freshly painted and it looks lovely. So basically this is how it goes. I rent out the property from them as in any other rental basis. We pay the rent to them monthly. We agree on everything from the beginning.